When a single parent remarries, a step-parent takes on the responsibility of raising, caring, and loving for their spouse's child. In many cases, both the children and step-parents will form a close bond together, much like the bond that biological parents and their children share. However, under Florida family law, step-parents have no legal rights with respect to the child. Therefore, many step-parents will adopt their stepchild and form a parent-child relationship in both their eyes and in the eyes of the law. Step-parent adoption is the most common form of adoption in the United States. It is a way to legally unite a blended family and provide security for everyone. When a step-parent adopts their stepchild, they get full legal and physical custody of the child, and they will have the same rights as the birth parent. Step-parent adoption is one of the easiest types of adoption to complete. However, if all of the necessary requirements and prerequisites are not complied with exactly as the law demands, the adoption may be denied. If you're a step-parent considering adopting your spouse's child, you should contact Florida Law Advisors for assistance. We can draft all of the necessary paperwork and navigate your adoption application from start to finish to help ensure a smooth and timely process. With competent legal representation at your side, the adoption process can be relatively quick and inexpensive. In step-parent adoption cases, Florida family law will not require a report, recommendation, home study, or waiting period. Additionally, the step-parent will not be required to complete a background check during the adoption process. However, the step-parent will need to get either the consent of the biological parent or approval from the court. If the biological parent is willing to consent to the adoption, the step-parent should consider going this route. Step-parent adoptions are typically more simple and efficient to complete when the biological parent consents to terminating their parental rights. In many cases, biological parents are willing to give consent because it relieves them from having to pay future child support. If consent is not a viable option, the step-parent will need to petition the court to terminate the biological parent's rights and approve the adoption. Under this scenario, a court may consider a multitude of factors when deciding whether or not to approve the adoption. In most cases, a court will only terminate a biological parent's rights and approve the adoption if the parent has no or very limited contact with the children. If you're a step-parent who wants to adopt your stepchild, Florida Law Advisors may be able to help. We understand the delicate nature of adoption cases and are dedicated to ensuring our clients receive the compassionate and skilled legal representation they need during this time. For more questions about step-parent adoptions in Florida, or to schedule a free consultation with an attorney at our firm, please call us today.